handy dandy hammock because it's just a really nice place. So voila, this is my office. Welcome. So I'm wearing my glasses right now, and I guess like indefinitely until this coronavirus situation moves on. And just a note to all of my friends who also have glasses or contacts, so my mom's like, I don't know, she's like a health guru encyclopedia. Like honestly, I just feel like she knows everything about everything if I'm being real. But so apparently the mouth, nose, and eye membrane are the easiest membranes, quickest access to the bloodstream. So a lot of bacteria lives on our hands, and if you're putting in contacts, like you use your finger and pop it in the eyeball, then you probably don't want to do that right now, I guess, until the virus is more under control, just to be extra cautious. So I've been wearing my handy dandy glasses. And so speaking of health gurus, like honestly my whole family's really holistic and has been for like 3 generations. So that's crazy, just like to pause and think about that for a second. Like my great grandmother was born in the early 1900s and was really passionate about naturopathic health, and that has just continued throughout the generations. My whole family is really holistic, and we try not to use medications if we don't need to, because not always the best for the body, usually end up killing everything, not just the bad bacteria, but that's besides the point. Anyways, so back to my cousin. Don't know if that's where I was, but that's where I am now. So my glasses, I cleaned them. My cousin said that her mom told her that if she makes the solution, then it like makes your glasses really sparkly clean. And so the mixture it's like all even portions. So it's water, Dawn dish soap, probably doesn't have to be Dawn, but that's just what I use, and apple cider vinegar. Ding, 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 ding. Apple cider vinegar literally has so many health benefits. My cousin was reading them to me yesterday actually, and as we took our apple cider vinegar shots together on FaceTime because we're romantic like that. And hi Abby. And yeah, so I feel like I have brand new lenses on my seeing eyewear right now, and if you have glasses, try out that mixture. I like to use a microfiber cloth that helps. I actually want to start, I have these like cards, and I want to like pull a card and read it, and I'm probably gonna like do this in all my YouTube videos because I've had this deck for a really long time and I've never used it, and now it's like, why not? So Gabby Bernstein, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen the past few days I keep on reposting, that's the word, her Instagram stories, because she's just like one of my favorite spiritual leaders. I've read a few of her books now. She's an amazing author. Her book that I read, it was actually the same exact time last year. It's called The Universe Has Your Back. It's a 52 card deck, so I'm just gonna shuffle them a few times and pick one and read it, and hopefully it's a message that can resonate with others. That's usually how I find that these things go. So here we go. Shuffle it up. Shuffle, 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 shuffle. Okay, I think that we're good. So I'm just gonna like break it a couple times. Actually, I think it's called cutting the deck is the proper term. Anyways, so This is too funny, honestly. So it has a picture of a dragonfly, and it says, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. Why I just really found that so funny is because today, this morning after I woke up, I was meditating, and during my meditation, I had asked my spirit guides to deliver a message that I needed to hear in that moment. And I heard the soft whisper of "you are being guided," and that really, pulling that card really just solidified that. That's it's really cool. Yeah, so that's the universe. She's got her back. um, yeah, so what I also wanted to talk about today is, let me put the cards away, is how to stop operating like a zombie. So, what do I mean by that? Not this whole zombie apocalypse. I honestly have trouble saying words, I'm not gonna lie. That one. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the zombie mode that I had fallen into, and that I know many others in our country and all over the world have fallen into this zombie mode. So what exactly is what exactly is the zombie mode? I can best describe this in a snapshot of what my life looked like a few weeks ago. So let's flip the chapters back a few pages. And so, like, a few weeks ago, I would wake up late, like I mentioned. I really always have struggled with waking up. I'm naturally a night owl. I work best at night. I'm most creative at night. I was born at 3:05 in the morning, so, and honestly, like, that's the time when I'm most creative. You know, it's really interesting. I wonder if, like, around the hours that you were born, if maybe that correlates to when you feel most creative or productive. If anybody wants to, like, drop a comment below if they're like, oh yeah, like, I feel like I was born at 5 p.m. and at 5 p.m. I'm the most productive. That would just be really cool to know. But don't even know what I was saying anymore. It's really funny, so let me just segue into the next part. I'll come back to the zombies in a second once I, like, regain my thought. But so jumping to astrology really quick, I my thoughts are always, like, very scattered, and I'm all over the place, like, 24/7, and it's pretty difficult for me to, like, commit to one thing to stay focused on. Like, I just can't do that. Like, I'm a natural multitasker, and I love to do a lot of things at once, and, you know, that's maybe not the best, but it's what works for me. And why I want to talk about astrology with this is I've recently been reading deeper into my birth chart, and so my Mercury, when I was born, at the time that I was born, Mercury was in Gemini. So Gemini is actually the rulership for the planet Mercury. So that means that the planet will be functioning very well, and it likes to reside in that energy. And so my Mercury is in Gemini, which is its rulership. And so Mercury controls how we think and how we communicate. And so with mine being in the placement that it is on my birth chart, it means that I'm deeply curious, and I bounce around from a bunch of different things to learn about. And that's fully true. I mean, I've just mentioned like 7 different things in this video alone that are, like, not related to each other, but it's me. So back to the zombies. Yeah, so what zombie world looked like for me in our book that we just flipped our chapters back to, that looked like for me waking up late and not eating breakfast, like running out the door, like brushing my teeth and wiping the toothpaste off of my mouth as I'm like slamming the car door and the coffee spills on me. And literally, like, that's happened so many times, you can't make this up. Um, and then, you know, driving where I work and go to school in Orlando is actually an hour away from my house. So daily I would be commuting on average like 2 to 2.5 hours daily, and that's not ideal. And so then I get to my job, work the 9 to 5, sit in a bunch of traffic. If you live in Orlando, you already know I take I-4 home. You already know what that's like. And especially 5 o'clock, my word. But yeah, then I would come home, eat dinner, do homework. I have a lot of my friends who are not in Orlando. A lot of my friends are like all over the world / different countries, and so I like to FaceTime. So I'd like FaceTime my friends and like do some homework, probably watch an episode of Skin Wars on Netflix because that is a fantastic show, and then go to bed, wake up, do it all over. So that's me in my tunnel world of zombie living. So there is, well, at the time there was no time really, or maybe it's not that there wasn't any time, that's false. We all have the same exact amount of hours in a day. It's just how I personally was using my time, not to the fullest. And I would just put off a bunch of things, like I had mentioned in my first video. All the things that I want to do, like meditation, writing, yoga, creating, making art, all the things that I've been doing the past few days, and it honestly feels so amazing. And yeah, so that's me like getting out of zombie world. And I guess in the end, like what it really comes down to is learning to live more intentionally and asking myself, what can I do today? What can I do with these set of hours that I have to intentionally live and like provide value for myself and find my own fulfillment in every day? Because the truth of the matter is, we don't know how many days we have. And I've always thought, like, I never want to be someone who like leaves this earth with regrets of, oh, I wish I would have done that if I had time. And like, you know how everyone's like, oh, get everything done in your 20s because you won't have time after that. Like, throw that out the window. I am not with that mindset, like, at all. Like, I will be following my heart until the day that my spirit leaves this body. And like, that's a fact. I just need to, like, that's what literally, like, between the past few days of waking up, meditating, writing, doing yoga, having a nice smoothie, and just creating, I felt so much more energized. I felt like more of a sense of purpose. And it's crazy, like, all it takes is honestly one decision. Like, every moment that we have on this earth, we get to choose how we want that moment to be. Every single second, every microsecond, everything that's smaller than a second that we don't even have a word for, just existing, we can consciously choose how we want that to go. And when you're operating in zombie mode, it's not your mindset. You are just walking on the conveyor belt doing the same thing every single day and not being true to yourself and not following your heart. Maybe that's not true for everybody, but that's true for my personal experience. And so if it's true to me, then it's true. Because I mean, that's how I perceive truth. If something feels true to you, you know. Maybe it's a gut feeling, maybe you get like chills through your body, like you know when something resonates with your soul and that's truth, and nobody can take away your truth from you because it's yours and uniquely yours forever. And like that's really cool. But yeah, so that's my little tidbit of how to exit Zombieland. And thanks again for coming and hanging out in my beautiful office. And yeah, I'm excited to see, once again, as always, what everybody is creating, what everybody's up to. If you're an artist, like a music artist, like drop your SoundClouds. Like, I want to hear what you're making. If you make art, if you make jewelry or clothes or anything, like, please just like share that with me, because I want to know. And like share it with everybody else. Like, don't keep your secrets to yourself. Well, I mean, I don't know, you can keep whatever, obviously, to yourself, but a lot of times creativity, and when we express ourselves artistically, that is usually like a message that feels right to share with the rest of consciousness. And yeah, so that's all I got for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and continue to create, continue to be grateful, continue to stay in your practice and try to self-discipline yourself. I know it's so hard. I literally struggle with self-discipline like so much. Like, I honestly feel like at times I have zero self-discipline at all. But like I said, every single moment you get to decide how you want to spend that moment. So if you think you want to be more self-disciplined, then just do the action of self-disciplining. And of course, it sounds much easier said than done. That's everything. But it's true. It's one day at a time, one moment at a time, and that's all that we got here. So yeah, I'll see you guys later.